Leafs Nation, can you feel it? That intoxicating blend of hope and trepidation. A familiar cocktail served up every season in this hockey-mad city. The Toronto Maple Leafs are finally hitting their stride, the ice seemingly smiling upon them as they navigate their best stretch of the season. Yet, beneath the surface of these hard-fought victories, a nagging whisper persists, a sense that the gears are turning, but not quite perfectly. Something is still missing. And in this moment of tantalizing progress, a bold, audacious idea has begun to ripple through the rumor mill, an idea so electrifying, so potentially transformative that it demands our immediate attention. Are the Maple Leafs, a team perpetually on the cusp, finally ready to pay the ultimate price for that elusive missing piece, even if it means sacrificing a piece of their future for a shot at glory right now? Because right now, the talk isn't just about incremental improvements or minor tweaks. We're talking about a seismic shift, a deal that could bring none other than Robert Thomas, a true top-six center, straight from a St. Louis Blues team that looks more and more ready to sell off its assets. Just imagine it. Thomas in blue and white, bringing that touch of class, that undeniable balance that's been missing down the middle. But of course, a move like this doesn't come cheap, and the price might be steep. Names like David Kampf, Nick Robertson, and the promising young Luke Hayes would be part of the package. It's the kind of decision that separates the teams that merely dream from the ones that truly believe, the kind of gamble that defines an era. And here's the twist. The return would also include Kaye Rosen, a familiar face who could add some much-needed depth on defense, something Toronto always seems to be chasing. This trade could completely shift the balance of the team, the way Craig Berube builds his lines, and even John Tavares' role in the offense. We're talking about a potential strategic turning point, one that could define how deep this team goes when the playoffs finally arrive. The Toronto Maple Leafs are currently riding one of their strongest stretches of the season, a testament to their resilience and the evolving vision of head coach Craig Berube. The ice is finally showing signs of chemistry, structure, and consistency, with players buying into a more disciplined, hard-nosed approach. The recent run of victories has injected a much-needed dose of confidence into the locker room and the fan base alike, proving that this team can grind out wins, even when not at their absolute best. There's a palpable sense that the pieces are starting to click, that the foundation for a deep playoff run is being laid brick by painstaking brick. But beneath that good run, there's a clear, undeniable truth that astute observers and the coaching staff themselves cannot ignore. This team still isn't complete. It lacks a certain balance, a crucial depth, and above all, that dynamic second-line center who can truly take some of the immense offensive load off Auston Matthews. This missing piece would also give Craig Berube the invaluable flexibility to construct his lines freely, creating matchup nightmares for opponents and ensuring consistent offensive pressure across all four lines. That kind of hole isn't patched with hope or wishful thinking. It's patched with decisive movement, with a strategic acquisition that addresses a fundamental need. And the rumor of a potential deal with St. Louis has started to gain traction, igniting a fervent debate across Leafs Nation. The name in question, the player who could potentially unlock a new dimension for the Maple Leafs, is Robert Thomas, a legitimate top-six center. Thomas is a player whose game is built on creativity, intelligence, and elite playmaking vision. He's not just a scorer, he's a facilitator, a player who elevates the performance of his line mates, making them better through his uncanny ability to read the ice and distribute the puck with precision. He's the kind of player who changes the way a team attacks, adding layers of sophistication and unpredictability to their offensive scheme. The timing for such a move couldn't be more opportune. The St. Louis Blues, currently struggling to find consistency, look more and more like a team ready to sell off assets and embark on a retooling phase. This creates a window of opportunity for a contending team like Toronto to acquire a player of Thomas's caliber, a player who, at 25 years old, is entering the prime of his career and could be a long-term solution down the middle. Picture it. Matthews up top, anchoring the first line with his unparalleled scoring prowess. Then Thomas right behind him, centering a dynamic second line, providing a consistent offensive threat and defensive reliability. This would allow John Tavares, a future Hall of Famer, to shift to the wing, where his scoring touch and net front presence could be maximized, or even to anchor a formidable third line, creating an unprecedented level of depth and offensive firepower. It changes everything about the offensive structure, transforming the Leafs from a top-heavy team into a multifaceted attack that can roll four lines with confidence. The rumored proposal would send David Kampf, Nick Robertson, and the promising Luke Hayes to the Blues in exchange for Thomas and defenseman Kalle Rosen. It's a heavy trade, risky and strategic in every sense of the word, demanding a careful calculus of present need versus future potential. On one side, the relief of unloading Kampf's contract is undeniable. As we've discussed in previous reports, Kampf's situation has become a complicated one, with his contract making him an inconvenient truth for the Leafs cap situation, leading to his recent suspension. Moving him would provide immediate cap flexibility and resolve a potentially disruptive locker room situation. For Nick Robertson, a fresh start could be exactly what he needs to unlock his offensive potential away from the intense pressure cooker of Toronto. However, the steep cost of parting with Luke Hayes is a significant consideration. Hayes is a talent who turned heads in training camp, a promising young player who many in Leafs Nation saw as a crucial part of the team's future. His potential is high, and giving him up would be a tough pill to swallow for a fan base that has grown accustomed to nurturing its prospects. This is the kind of decision that truly tests a general manager's resolve. Is it worth paying that price for a stronger present, even if it means a shorter future for some of your promising young assets? The inclusion of Kalle Rosen, a familiar face who previously played for Leafs, would add some much-needed depth on defense. Toronto always seems to be chasing defensive stability, and Rosen, reliable puck-moving defenseman, could provide a steadying presence on the back end, offering another layer of security and versatility to Berube's defensive pairings. This isn't just a throw-in, it's a strategic addition that addresses another area of need. But the argument is simple, and it's one that resonates deeply with a fan base hungry for success. If the team wants to go deep in the playoffs, it needs depth on the ice, not just potential on paper. And Thomas, along with Rosen, would bring exactly that offensive reinforcement and more defensive options, transforming the Leafs into a more complete, more formidable opponent. Behind the scenes, the idea of this trade undoubtedly divides opinions. Some fans are thrilled by the possibility of adding a player like Thomas, someone who can truly inject new life into an attack that has been inconsistent in key moments. Others fear that Toronto might be giving up too much for a gamble that, as exciting as it sounds, carries a heavy $8.125 million cap hit for Thomas. This isn't just about numbers, it's about the emotional investment, the hope, and the fear that comes with every high-stakes decision. Leafs Nation has seen this dilemma before. The fear of failure versus a hunger to win. This potential trade with the Blues mirrors exactly where Toronto stands right now. The team is good, undeniably talented, but perhaps not yet good enough to go all the way. The energy is there, the passion is undeniable. But it's missing that one piece, that crucial ingredient that turns a dangerous team into a championship-caliber one. And that's the eternal truth for the Leafs. Always so close, yet still one step away. Bringing in Robert Thomas would be more than just a trade. It would be a message, a bold declaration that the franchise is ready to pay the price, to make the necessary sacrifices to truly compete for the ultimate prize. And for the fans, every rumor like this reignites the same fire as always. The fear of heartbreak, tempered by the unyielding spark of hope that this time, it might be different. The rumor about Robert Thomas isn't just about numbers, contracts, or cap hits. It's about ambition, about a team that knows it's close but hasn't yet crossed the line between good and legendary. It's about looking inward and admitting that the talent is there, but maybe one more piece is needed. That missing spark to keep the engine running when playoff hockey turns into a grueling, relentless war. And what's fascinating is how familiar this feels. Toronto has made bold trades before, paid big prices, dreamed big dreams. But what's different now is the emotion. Leafs Nation doesn't just want promises anymore, it wants action. It wants to see general manager Brad Treliving pulling the strings, Berube with more weapons to attack, and Matthews and Tavares finally surrounded by real depth down the middle. Because at the end of the day, being a Leaf means carrying the weight of history, the frustration of missed chances, and the hope that never dies. With every rumor, every game, every possible trade, this fan base is reborn, fueled by an unshakable belief. And if this deal happens, if Robert Thomas truly wears the blue and white, it'll be more than just a roster move. It'll be a statement that Toronto isn't here just to compete, it's here to win. Being a Leaf means believing, even when the ice feels like it's breaking beneath you. Tell me what you think, Leafs Nation, and drop a like to show that this passion never freezes. Would you take that risk to bring Robert Thomas to Toronto, sacrificing prospects for a stronger present? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more exclusive insights into the world of hockey. Your engagement fuels our passion, and we love hearing from you.